Hey, what's happening, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another day. Hope that everybody had a blessed day. I know the weather seems to be good in the States, but it's been raining all day here in the Dominican Republic. But that's okay because we still gonna make it do what it do. Appreciate everybody coming in tonight. I did the vlog yesterday on two sides, rather two faces dealing in Dominican Republic. So I got a few private messages asking me about the infrastructure because I had mentioned the infrastructure so much. So I was going to go into that tonight, sort of like a part two, so that people know exactly what to expect anytime that they move overseas. What's up, Giles, Marquise, Edgar, Benny? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, man, if this is coming in clear, let me know. Y'all see from the background my beautiful lady that I am back. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for the super chat for the kids. I'll make sure it gets there. Thank you, thank you. But just hit a number one, man, if the feed is coming in good tonight. Hit a number one. I know the feed is much better in Sasua, but all right, so Benny says going coming in good. Cool. All right, so these are some of the things, and this is just not Dominican Republic. This is any country, any third world country or second world country that you may move to. So Costa Rica, right? Panama. Well, I ain't even gonna mention Venezuela. Shit, that's right off the bridge. But Peru, Honduras, even in Thailand, in Bali. So these are some of the things. These are some of the infrastructure issues that you're going to have to deal with. So Jimmy says, appreciate all the great updates and keeping us updated on new venues and hotels. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to just make sure that everybody who's even considering making that move, and I think you should, for a lot of reasons. Just want to make sure that you're prepared, because you will hit a point of culture shock. You will hit a point of culture shock, and where you may say, "Hey, man, this ain't making no sense." Blah blah blah. Everyone does. But like I always tell people, you got to remember that you in somebody else's house. All right. Whatever country you decide, whether it's Bali, Thailand, DR, Panama, you in someone else's house. You're a guest in someone else's house, and trust me, the culture's not going to change you. You got to adapt to the culture, and there's going to be some things that's going to frustrate the shit out of you. All right, so when I talk about infrastructure, we're talking about water, and there's times. I mean, thankfully, I have not had any water issues. Well, I have one water issue, and that wasn't caused by, I would say, things going wrong here, but something that happened with my pool. So I'll get into that story. But there are, I think, going to be times, and I had enough friends, expats, that tell me, you wake up one day and you ain't got no water, right? Or the water's shut off, or the water's cut down, or you got to wait. You got to call a water truck because you didn't check your cistern and make sure you had enough water, because there's two ways you get water in DR. One, you get it through the city where they pump it in, or two, you have to have a truck to bring you water, and they just fill up your cistern, and then they make trips every 3 weeks or whatever, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever you need. Now, if you're living the higher elevation you go, like you up in Torre Alta, the higher you go up, the less you're going to have that system where you get the city to pump it in. So the higher up the hills where you can get that great elevation, that great view, yeah, that great view may cause you a little frustration every now and then. Because even with internet or anything, the further you up that hill to get that great view, that's where you may have some infrastructure problems. So sometimes you may not have any water, and waking up in the morning, you got your day plan and you can't, wash your ass. It's that's gonna be frustrating. I keep at least 3 big liters, well, not liters, I mean they're big in that, big jugs of water at my house. And I have a pool, thank goodness, because I've had some plumbing issues where I couldn't flush the toilet, and I had to go to the pool, get a bucket of water out the pool, throw it in the toilet to flush the toilet. So yeah, we've had those issues. I remember I had a leak in my pool, and I had to just empty out the entire pool. And when I empty out the pool, it for some reason it set something else off. It should have had nothing to do. When I empty out the pool shouldn't have had nothing to do with the water in the house. But see, when I empty out the pool, oh no, what happened was when I empty out the pool, they started using the hose, which was crazy, instead of calling a truck to start filling up my pool after they fixed the hole in the pool, because because I kept coming to the pool every day and the water just kept getting lower and lower and lower, and I don't understand why would they take a hose and try to fill up a pool. I mean, a big ass pool. I've seen my pool. So anyway, they literally drained my water out. We had to call a truck in to fill up my cistern and then fill up the pool. So crazy shit like that, not using any logic to get this thing together. But like I said, those are the only water issues I have had. And that was due to, like I said, my pool setting it up. However, there are people living up there, those beautiful homes, that wake up and you ain't got no water. And you got to wait for the water truck. So let me tell you how they do it. So you give them a call. They say, all right, my address such and such, deliver some water. They're never going to give you time. And if they do, trust me, it's an absolute lie. But like I said, this is just not TR. I know people staying in other countries, same issues. Because like I said, that infrastructure is not there. And you may call them 8 in the morning and they may take to 4 or 5 in the afternoon to actually come see you. If they get there before, if they get there before dinner, it was a good day. If you ask somebody to repair something that goes wrong in your house, they just tell you in the afternoon, or they'll say in the morning. What time in the morning? In the morning. Because you have a time between 8 and 9. If you're pressing them, they'll tell you a time, but never believe it. They just going to throw out a time so they can get you off the phone. So those type of infrastructure issues you're going to have to deal with. Lights, you may in the middle of the night, hot night, got the AC going to keep you cool. You're sleeping, and then you notice you get very, very hot. Try to cut the AC on, no electricity. I'm telling you, it's or you could be watching your favorite show, coming to the end of the movie, no lights. It happens. Thankfully, in my property in Sasua, we have a generator. So we have a generator and well water. So that helps, because I've never been without water in Sasua. And usually when the lights go off in Sasua, it only stays off for maybe less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds, less than a minute. So when you're buying property and when you're looking for those deals, and when somebody's trying to introduce you to a $1,200 empty house that has nothing in it, that they want to overcharge you, and they tell you they don't have a a generator. They don't have damn, my old man kicking in. They don't have it's not a generator. It's something that it's electronic. It's electronic piece that goes on your wall that collects that collects electric power and distribute power whenever your power goes out from the city. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what they call it here. It's not a generator. Even though I do have a small generator I brought at Price Mart, because anything may happen, and it'll keep my phone on, it'll keep certain other little items on for a few hours. But you definitely want to make sure if you move somewhere that they have a generator or somebody help me out. What's that other piece called? Well, not solar panels, but now they inverter. Thank you. And thank you, Marvin. Appreciate you. Inverter. So you want to make sure that they have an inverter. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these over expensive places that they're trying to put you in and charge you, they do not have an inverter. Most of them do not have an inverter. I would say 70% of them do not have an inverter. So you either got to get used to every now and then your lights going out. It could be an hour, could be 4 hours, could be 6 hours. I haven't seen it go out over 6 hours, but up to 6 hours, you can be without any type of electricity. So that's something you got to watch out for. And as far as getting a house with solar panels, unless you're buying it yourself. And matter of fact, we had one gentleman who actually brought his own solar panel, Big Mac. Unfortunately, he passed away, but the landlady decided to keep the solar panels that he originally brought and paid the down payment on. So I don't, so he got to enjoy it for a little while. But if you don't own the house, that is an absolutely ridiculous thing to do, because you're talking about $25,000 to $27,000 to do something, put a solar panel on the house that you don't own. That is an absolutely ridiculous thing to do. Not speaking ill of the dead. I love my boy Big Mac, but that was just absolutely insane. So even with my house, this came with an inverter that did not work. Batteries that did not work. They said, well, it has all that. But I'm so close to the beach, with that sea air, that salt water, it just rusted everything. So I made a deal with my landlady. I said, look, I'll buy the inverter, you buy the batteries. She said, okay, we'll do that. However, I let her know when I get ready to leave this house, I'm taking that inverter off the wall and you can keep your batteries. But most places do not have an inverter. Also, most places that you're going to overpay do not have AC in most of the bedrooms. They have AC in some have AC in the living room, and most have AC in the master bedroom. But the other bedrooms, everybody's going to sweat. So those are some infrastructure things that you got to make sure that when you're shopping around, you want to ask them, do they have an inverter or do they have a generator on that property? What's up, D? I got Hello Team D. Do you know if Casa de Capa in Sosúa is a good place to stay for an Airbnb? I don't know. I don't know too many Airbnbs besides a lot of cats that I know who personally have them. But nobody I know stay in Casa de Campa in Sosúa that I don't know. Because remember, I brought my place like as soon as I got down here. But those are some of the things that you want to ask them. And even those Airbnbs that you rent out, ask them, do they have an inverter? Because if you coming down here and let's say you work remotely and you trying to work and the power goes out, I've had people, 2 or 3 people call me, Russell, can I come over your house? I got no internet. Russell, can I come over your house? I got no power. I'm telling you. So it happens. It happens. And I'm not saying it happens every day, every week, But definitely once a month, that shit will happen. I promise you that. But if you have a generator, like I said, my condo is sewer, or if you have an inverter, like the one I put in this house, then you're good to go. You don't have to worry about losing power. But shy of that, your ass will be in the dark. All right, so let me see if anybody got any questions before we move to the next thing. People are now in New York City are working remotely from, yeah, there's a lot of people down here working remotely, a lot of IT specialist people. You got cats who do consulting. I mean, just a plethora of different careers that are working remotely. Right now, I've pushed that, and I've told y'all in another vlog that that's the way you should be thinking. All right, so MM's got, that's not cool. What about if you work remotely from home and you need to use the internet, but the lights go out? Then you better hope that you have a friend with an inverter, like people call me and say, can I come over your house and work? And I've had it a couple of times where people came over my house and they set up right here at the table, and they work, they do their thing. Usually it's somebody I have to know because if I got something to do, I'm out. So if somebody I know and we good like that, because you don't want to just leave anybody in your house, then I'm cool. But if you don't have that in your house, you better make sure that you put something in place, because if you got to work, you're gonna be screwed. All right, so what else? So we talked about water. We talked about electricity. Please, like I said, especially in these overpriced places, make sure that you ask that question. Okay, propane gas. Now, I've never dealt with propane gas in my life. Never dealt with it until I moved here. Didn't know how to use the stove here. I mean, just did not know how to use the stove. As a matter of fact, one time my stove literally blew up in my face. Thankfully, I wasn't hurt. I just had a big ass lump right here where one of the iron things that set the pots on hit me upside the head, and literally the stove fucking blew up. I'm not bullshitting. I had something in the oven that was all over. And that was because when you cut a propane oven on, you got to make sure that there's no leakage. And evidently, I had it on just a little bit, and I didn't know that I had it on a little bit. So when I struck the match to put it down there, I closed the oven, and that thing just went blew up. I mean, literally blew up. I'm not even just blew up. But thankfully, that was all right. Yes, I still use my oven. Somebody actually had to come back, put the stove back together. It's crazy. If anywhere I was on if any of y'all on my Tailor Made Dream chat, y'all seen the pictures. I sent them out there. Which people was like, what the hell? But it wasn't bad enough where it couldn't be repaired. Somebody came over, like Humpty Dumpty, they put the stove back together again, kept it moving. Now, of course, I'm much more careful. I want to, I make sure that everything is turned off. I know somebody who even take the knobs off. They literally take the knobs off their stove until they need them, and then they'll go in the cabinet, whatever, and then put it on. I don't think it's that serious, but like I said, do what you think is your comfort zone. Alex, you get a generator that uses gas. I don't have a generator. I got the inverter. All right. So what about buying fresh food? Man. Oh, well, let me tell you, man, buying fresh food is never a problem. Never a problem. I mean, you get the freshest food, whether it's seafood, whether it's vegetables, whether it's fruit, very, very fresh food. Very, very fresh food. But let me stick to this subject. So like I said, learning how to work with that propane gas, learning how to work with that propane oven, That's something that, trust me, you're gonna need somebody to give you instructions. Believe me. But after they show you what to do and what not to do, then you'll be all right. You'll be fine. And now, like I said, not just here, other countries, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, definitely all over Asia. They use propane. They don't use regular gas. Like in Western countries, you turn the gas on, natural gas. You don't think about it. But here, definitely different. All right. So what else? Dealing with businesses. You know how you may go. Let's say if you want to get a new account on your Wi-Fi or anything, lights, whatever. It's sometimes it's like the simplest things where you think you can get in there. It may be empty, right? You walk in there, it's not even a line, and it literally take you about 3 hours to get the hell up out of there. And it's the simplest shit. Sometimes language barrier. Even when you work that out, there's still a wait period. Sometimes there's just they say, all right, well, you have your passport, and they say, well, I need a second ID. Well, I didn't bring my driver license because I have my passport. Oh, I need a second ID. You got to go back, get your second ID. Then they may need something else. I mean, man, it's like just, and you can't ask for a manager because when the manager can come out, they're going to tell you the same thing. So the customer in, at least in DR, is always wrong. You know how they say the customer is always right in America? The customer is always right. No, the customer is always wrong here. I'm telling you, the customer is always wrong. And it's just not, and this just ain't a foreigner thing. I've seen Dominicans go completely bananas. Just go completely bananas. And Dominicans are quite passionate. So when they go off, they go the fuck off. They really go off. So bring your patience. Bring your patience. And if you're smart, you'll bring somebody who speaks Spanish with you to help you set those accounts up. Don't go to the little outlets like they may have in Jumbo or Las Arenas. Not when you're setting stuff up. You want to go straight to the main store, because you can go over there, set it up, but the main store don't know about it. These computers do not talk to each other. And I'm telling you, man, you're going right back to the beginning and right back to hell. I'm telling you. So you want to make sure that you go straight to the main store, whether you're setting up your Wi-Fi or whatever it is. You want to go to the main source to set everything up, not to these little outlets that they have where you can go pay. All right. Wait times. I touched on it, but I'm telling you, man, wait times is like really wait. I know here in Dominican Republic, and wait times can be astronomical in other places too. But here in Dominican Republic, they do not think you have a job. You could be working remotely, or you could own a restaurant, right? You got this restaurant, you got to be there for, several hours a day. But to Dominicans, they do not think you're working. And as I said, they may tell you 9 in the morning, and they may show up, tell you 9 in the morning for Wednesday. That's where you set the appointment, and they show up 9 o'clock Thursday. I'm not even joking. So it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And if you have trouble with the language, which I advise you to learn as much Spanish as you can, make sure that you have a person who speaks Spanish that, like Hannah is I call my Dominican wife. So Hannah, like when all my bills that are set up in my name in Dominican Republic all have Hannah phone number. They don't even have my phone number here in Dominican. they got Hannah's phone number. So whenever shit go wrong, they call her. Or whenever there's a delivery, oh, let me tell you about that. They always call Hannah, and then she intervenes for me. But do not use any type of Dominican mail system. None. Don't use it. Don't. Your package may never get there. What you want to do is use a DHL. They down here. They even have FedEx here. They have a couple of places like BM Cargo, CPS. And let's say if you want to order stuff off Amazon, you can get that over here. That's not an issue. That's not a problem. They send it to a main warehouse in Florida, and then from Florida it comes to you. And that's how you want to do your packages. That's how you want to do it. So if you want something straight, like my Amazon account, I got it straight for going to Miami, where the main office is. It comes to CPS office here. They send me a text on my phone, or they send me an email, and then I go over here and pick it up. Don't ever use the Dominican Republic mail system, or Costa Rica, or Panama, or no matter where you go overseas. Never ever use their mail system. I'm telling you, it makes no sense, because most times these places don't even have an address. Seriously, not even that. So I don't know how they find you, seriously. So don't ever do that. You want to go to the place, pick up your package, your mail, whatever, and then come on home and save yourself a hell of a lot of frustration. So let me see what y'all got to say, man. See what team. Sounds like a headache, but still better than the Matrix. Yeah, Black Haven. It still is. Let me tell you something. My most frustrating day in Dominican Republic beats my best day in America. It does. Because after a while, like you said, man, I know the freedom that I get and feel when I'm here that I can't feel in America. So I have to adjust to the customs and culture of my new country, because they're not going to adjust to you. And if people think they come down here and they'll say, well, I can show them where this makes more sense. There's no showing where it makes more sense. This is how they do it. This is how they're going to continue to do it until one day a light bulb comes on and they change something. So, but you have to bring your patience, adjust to the culture and mores of your new country, and you'll have a great time. Even with all the infrastructure, little issues, whatever, I still enjoy life. I still have a great time. But there are still adjustments I have to make. And that's just fact. Oh, no. All right. So D Hicks said never put down deposit for an excursion. We paid the ATV excursion guy $20 deposit and was told to meet next day at 9 a.m. The dude didn't show up to noon. Yep. Very true. Very true. Or if you have to put down any type of deposit on anything, you want to put the lowest that you can. That absolute lowest that you can. Anytime somebody wants to, let's say if they come into your house and they say, hey, I got to go to the store to buy a piece. Know what I do? I jump in my car and say, come on, I'll take you. Because it may cost, 75 pesos, and they say, oh, 200 pesos. And be like, well, where's the receipt? I didn't get a receipt. Why didn't get a receipt? It's how do I know it costs 200 pesos? No, I'm telling you, it's 200 pesos. No, I know it's 75 pesos. But, not every business person is like that. So I don't want to throw out that everyone is like that. But I'll say this, until you know that they're not, everybody's like that. until you know that they're not. Okay, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. So like I said, if you got to put down any deposit, make sure that you always get a receipt, and never believe any promises that they give you. So let's say if you're buying something and they say, well, we're going to give you this, we promise this, we're going to promise that, we're going to promise this. And you thinking, okay, man, I get all this just for this price. Wow, it's fantastic, right? Here it is. Here's my deposit. They give you a receipt. You go off. They give you a little contract. Then they deliver the product, or it's a service, right? And then you say, hey, well, this wasn't done. And they're like, well, what is it in your contract? No. The guy, Edgar, or whatever his name is, they told me that it comes with it. Oh, no. And then let's say you find Edgar. Edgar, did you tell Mr. Taylor that, you give him this fluff, this bullshit, this? No, I never said that. I don't remember. I don't remember. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I'm telling you, everything has to be in writing. Everything. If they promise you a pen, put it on the contract, you will give me a pen upon next me coming in here. Everything has to be in writing. Everything. Don't believe any promise. I'm telling you, they're lying to you. No promises. I want it in writing, because this is the only thing that's going to save you. If it's not in writing, consider it never said. I'm telling you. So Robbie says you got to be street smart. You're absolutely correct. You better be street smart, because I'm gonna tell you, these are some of the most street smart people there is. They will sell oil to a can of oil. They will sell oil to a can of oil. I'm telling you. So you got to make sure everything is in writing. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed. That's why anyone who ever brought my relocation package, I was with them every step of the way. Every step of the way. Every time they did something, because I know them. And I know people come down here and they're like, oh, they want to trust it. Okay, no problem. I say, no. And they look at me, I said, no. Put it in writing. And when they try to smile, I'm like straight faced. Nope. Put it in writing. If they try to tell me one price, I say, nope, I know it don't cost that price. Nope. I mean, I'm like hard as hell. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, if you're a really nice person and you just kind of like real trusting with people, and you move here, trust me, that's gonna change. But it's a natural, gradual change, because you kind of just get tired of getting bullshit. And after you get bullshit long enough, you find a whole new you. You will find a whole new you. I promise you. So one of us said, I paid an apartment in Barranquilla, Colombia, and requested a receipt to send to email. They did send me the receipt. They put in the writing, I send the lease and everything. Put in the writing and I sent the lease and everything. All right, so I'm not getting something here. Maybe I'm reading wrong. I paid an apartment in Barranquilla, Colombia, and I requested a receipt to be sent to my email. Oh yeah, well, that's what you have to do. Okay, I'm with you now. But you have to, but I'm gonna tell you, don't pay for anything until you see it in writing. So if they say, hey, listen, I'll send it to you. No. I need to see it first. No. Or I'll tell them, when you have it, when you have everything together, give me a call. I'll come back and I'll pay for it. But I don't trust. You cannot trust anything people say, especially when they're trying to say you something here. You cannot do it. You absolutely fucking cannot do it. I'm telling you, you can't do it. You can't do it. I went for. I signed the receipt. I'm glad it worked out. But these are some of the things. These are some of the infrastructure issues that you are going to have to consider when you plan on getting out the matrix. Now, like I said, and I'm not trying to make it sound all bad because it's not. I have beautiful, great days, fantastic days. When shit is good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's bad. But thank God my good days outweigh my bad days. Or shouldn't even say bad days. It's just some days things are more frustrating than others. I would say that. But I wouldn't say a bad day because nobody got killed. My medically I'm still together, still in one piece, not on no operating tables. Just these little, like I said, with even with the local Dominican brothers and sisters, you watch sometimes them get frustrated with shit. So it's that. So the infrastructure issues, those little things are not like just singled out to gringos. It's now some stuff. Maybe if they can tell you a quick lie to get you out the door, they will. I'm gonna tell you, it's like, hey, why tell the truth when a quick lie do it? So you like I said, when it comes to your money, when it comes to goods and services, you just really have to be smart. And I apologize. Thank you, Duke. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for $10. Much appreciated. So just be smart. Don't fall for the smile. Because like I said, on the other side of that smile may be something else. Whatever you do, make sure it's in writing. If you need a service done, make sure that you don't plan anything that day or change your plans. Or tell the person, if you got to meet somebody, let's say you're meeting them for lunch at 1, tell them, look, I got some work being done at the house. I will call you after they're done. Because I promise you, you're not meeting them for lunch. When you got something to get done, you're going to meet them for dinner. What's up, Don? My wife and I recently retired here in Puerto Plata. All right, brother. You need to get in touch with me, man, so I can put you in that expat chat group. Thinking about volunteering with Project Esperanza. Your thoughts on the organization? I'm not familiar with Project Esperanza. I'm not familiar with it, but please hit me up. Send me something on my Instagram, Taylor_made_dreams. Taylor_made_dreams. Hit me up. Send me a number, and we'll talk. Because like I said, if you're living down here, I definitely want to hook you up with some other people. And that's how we survive. We, us expats, we feed off each other. Which, believe me, it does help. What's up, Miss Felicia? I was wondering where you was at. I said, where is my new ex-wife going at? I ain't seen her in a minute. How are you? What's up, JC? How y'all doing? What's up? Trying to see if anybody else had any questions. Okay, I see that you. All right, so Dennis says, okay, I see you in the DR. How long can you stay here until I get ready to leave? Right now, I'm supposed to have my residency. I am, and I'm thinking it's the DR holding my shit up. No, it's the FBI authentication office that is holding my shit up. Literally, I am going back and forth with them 2 or 3 emails a week. And this is the crazy part. When I left the government and moved here. I had a secret clearance security level because of the information that I was privy to when I worked for the government. And I'm telling you, that shit is frustrating because I'm literally fighting the FBI right now, believe it or not. I mean, not in a bad court case way, but in a getting my documents straight. And then I had to call one office and they asked me, well, what country are you trying to get this paperwork sent to? And I was like, seriously? And they was like, yes. and I don't want to mess with the FBI. So I said, hey, Dominican Republic. And right now I'm in the authentication office because they're saying that, because what happens is when you do your background check, they will send you an email that you have to click on the link. They already done the check. You have to pay. It's two pieces of paper. You have to pay $8 a piece, right? So you pay your money. They PDF you what you need, and then you forward it to them along with some other stuff that you need to mail in. So the mail-in stuff, no problem. My brother did it from the States. So he did it. So I told him, hey, this is coming. Make sure you mail it in. But I did my part as far as paying the money, sending the PDF, the whole 9 yards, blah, blah, yada, 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 yada. Well, they say when they pull it up that they're getting a void watermark and they can't use it. So I'm literally going back and forth with the authentication office. So, and I think it's because I did my entire process from Dominican Republic. So I would advise, if you are trying to get your residency, don't do it from Dominican Republic. Do it where you naturally have to do it, which is from the States. However, Maria told me I can do it from here. And I said, okay, let's do it from here. I ain't got to go home. I haven't been home in 2 years in America. And it's a nightmare. And like I said, it's not even the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic has everything they need. They're just waiting for what's being held up is my background check. And like I said, I have and still have, it hasn't been taken away, still have a secret security level. I truly don't understand. So excuse me for I digressed. And that came out of that question, how long can you stay here? So when I leave on the 28th, I'm headed back to the Matrix on the 28th. I need to take care of some things in America, medical and all that good stuff. So how long can you stay here? I know people who've stayed here 5 years. Then as you go into the airport, look up, right. It's always that for overstays, you'll see a big ass sign. For overstays, you go, you pay them the money, and you keep moving on. The Dominican Republic is not like, let's say, a country like Philippines or Thailand. If you overstay there, you cannot go back to that country for 2 years. They literally cut you off for 2 years. But the Dominican Republic is very lenient as far as overstay. You have to pay an overstay fee on your exit out, but when you come back into the country, it's never an issue. So you can stay as long as you want. But like I said, I want that residency, and I'm thinking, because I'm like calling, my lawyer, Maria, hey, and she's like, we got everything. But like I said, I started receiving those emails with the FBI authentication office a couple of months ago, and we're still going back and forth. So I figured, let me go home and let me try to take care of it from there. But I can honestly tell you, if you're going to do your residency, don't start it in Dominican Republic. I don't care what anybody tells you. Start it in America, where everybody else starts it. It's a headache, trust me. All right, so Rafik here says, I'm curious, bro. I'm a Canadian citizen. I'm thinking on moving there. Should I start the paperwork in Canada or in DR for a permanent residence card? What do you think? No. You heard what I said. Do not start it here. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because you're dealing with two separate countries. It's a nightmare. I'm telling you, man. My shit is like a year and a half, literally a year and a half. It should have been here. I should have just went home, started it, and then came back. Do not start your paperwork here. And attorneys will tell you that you can do it here, and they're correct. They're not lying to you. But there's a headache that comes with it. I'm telling you, do not start it here. Start it in your country. Canada, start it in Canada. America, start in America. Do not start it in Dominican Republic. All right. Is DR becoming the matrix for me? Every country sort of has its matrix. But every country, I don't have to worry about if I go into a movie theater in Santiago Mall, am I going to get shot? If I go to church, which I ain't never going in, I don't have to worry about getting shot. If I want to walk down the street, I don't have to worry about getting shot. I mean, America is nothing but a goddamn shooting range. It is. I mean, come on. There's mass shootings in schools and synagogues and churches every fucking week. Every week. Every week. And this is the crazy part. It's normal in America. Black man getting pulled over and get killed by the cops. It's normal. Black incarceration, it's normal. So I'll deal with the matrix over here, then that crazy ass matrix over there. And when you live out of the American matrix, especially as a Black person, and you look at the news, CNN, whatever, you think you're watching a goddamn movie. The news is like a movie to me right now. I'm like, these motherfuckers are insane. Seriously. So yeah, I'll deal with the matrix here. I'll deal with the little infrastructure and conveniences and all that shit, the hustlers. But that shooting range and that racist ass country, hell, I think the only country more racist than America is fucking France. And they're like I ain't even gonna go there. But the lowest thing you can think of is what I think about France. And I've been there a few times, begrudgingly. So yeah, I'll take my matrix here. I will take it all day long, all night for the next 25, 30, 40 years. If I live that long. All right, so promo says for permanent residency in DR, you have to start from the Dominican consulate in your country. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. But they wrote new rules where you can actually do it from here. But I could tell you from the hell that I'm going through, don't do it. What's up, real brother? Says you hear that? You hear that, Felicia? I love Felicia. Listen to your next ex-husband start shit there in Georgia. I'm telling the truth. All right, so somebody got so cheapskate guy, stop. Car. Hold on, damn, I gotta find it again. I lost it. Hold on. Let me find it. Damn. This thread goes fast. But anyway, it was like stop damn. I'm getting tongue-tied like hell. I guess guess what he was saying is stop putting white people in a box. And that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you, because I got white friends, I got friends from Lebanon. I mean, all over the world. But I'm telling things from, I see he retracted that message, or she retracted that message. But I speak from my experience, and be quite honest. I grew up in America, and I had white friends in America, and we could grow up on the same fucking block, and their experience growing up in America is not like my experience growing up in America. And that's just the truth. And I would never say I know what it feels like to be, a white person. Can't no white person ever tell me they know what it feels like to be Black on no level. So I don't compartmentalize. Look at that, kicked in. So I'm not compartmentalizing. I'm speaking from my experience. I'm speaking from the way I see things. And come on, man, shit. There's enough evidence out here. Are you watching the fucking news? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so somebody's got to stop oppressing the white people. I have not said anything about white people. I just said, man, from my black perspective. So I like to know, how am I doing that when I speak from a black perspective? Come on. Would you rather me say general? Come on. I do that a lot too, but come on. In America, let me tell you, the only court that black men can win in America is on the basketball court, right? So I'm telling you from facts, but this is not that vlog. I will do a vlog like that, not on this channel. I'm actually start a new channel called From My Perspective. I'm talking about stuff like that.
But I can't find that name in your list of contacts.
Alexa, be quiet. Alexa, be quiet. Yeah, they got Alexa over here too. Anyway, I hope that that y'all learned a little something, especially about when you come over here, dealing with certain things as far as infrastructure, lights, Wi-Fi, propane tanks, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, and the propane tanks, you will have some in the house, you'll have some outside the house. So that's a whole nother thing. You worried if this should blow up, So it's it's a whole mental thing. But I appreciate y'all joining the vlog tonight, and I hope everybody have a great night. Just giving you some perspective, so that, like I said, when you come down here, when you make that move, and I have to encourage you too, that you come in with eyes wide open, and that you come in with a lot of patience, and that you come and enjoy your life, because I can tell you, I'm enjoying mine. Peace and love, family, and thank everybody for the super chats. Appreciate you.